costly mistakes. Leaving you alive was the worst of them all. You were always an unknown variable. I tried to recruit you, but you threw your lot in with that madman, Phineas Wells.
뭐 할까? 과학? 뻥? 이간질? 아니, 과학이 뭔가 좀 더 멋있어 보여. 과학으로 하자.
I'm aware of Dr. Wells' plan. Revive some brilliant scientists and engineers from the Hope and work with them to save the colony. He's already revived you, after all. 50 or 60 years ago, I might have agreed with you. But we've passed the point of no return. The best scientists in Halcyon can't
하긴 얘네
save us now.
입장에서는 이미 자기네 쪽 엘리트들이 아마 길을 써도 해결을 못했으니까.
Our fault. If the board had acted a generation ago, if we'd recognized the warning signs, we would never need
군인이라
to
과학을 대도 안
implement the
넘어갔다.
program.
뻥칠 걸 그랬나?
I haven't given up on the program yet. You've caused some complications, but I can improvise. I can fix this. I haven't lost control of the labyrinth yet. Our security system is still operational. I can still put a stop to you.
해킹.
What? You can't be serious. Oh, for the love of the law. All right. Fine. I can see when I've been beaten. Congratulations, Captain. You've outplayed me.
진짜
I accept your
대화로
terms
대화로
and
그냥 다
return Dr.
해결한 거고.
Wells to your care.
그래, 꺼져.
The fate of the colony is in your hands now.
거짓말과 선동의 달인이라고요?
Captain.
아니야, 난 설득한 거야. 만약에 저기서 대화가 안 됐었으면은 저기 올라가는 데까지 다 쌈박질하면서 갔겠지? 다음에 기업이 개로 하냐고요? 삼십. 그래도 과학하고 해킹하고 뭐 이런 거 완전 공돌이 느낌으로 찍어놓은 게 도움이 됐어. 여기 와서 뭐 찍을 필요 있나? 난이도는 보통이었는데 보통은 전투 난이도가 너무 쉬워요. 그냥 별로야. 전투 자체는 기대 안 하는 게 좋아요. 전투는 되게 쉬웠어.
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You must have said something to get under Akande's skin. She's gone, and I don't think she's coming back.
제가 말발로 발랐어요.
You lunatic! You broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough.
지가 구하러 오라고 해놓고. 생생내자. 아우, 내가 얼마나 고생했는지 알아?
What? Break into the most heavily guarded facility in the most hostile world in Halcyon? No. I have
무혈
absolutely
입성하느냐고
no
너무
idea
힘들었다고.
how you did it. You're a goddamn miracle worker.
박사요? 뭐
You've
여기서는
broken the
글렀고
board's
박사
stranglehold
팔아먹는
on this colony,
노트는 있죠.
and you saved my life. but there's still so much we have yet to accomplish.
근데 말하는 거 보니까
You and
박사
I are going to have to work
팔아먹어도
harder than ever
이사회
to save
편으로
Halcyon.
해가지고
I'm
과학
afraid the
승리할 수도 있을
situation
것
is
같아.
far worse than any of us ever anticipated. Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years.
3년 동안 메시지 못
There's been
받았다.
no
설마
communication, no
지구가 먼저
signals,
망한 거 아니야?
nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
They haven't exactly been hands-on around here anyway. So
리퍼가
there's
온
one
거
less
아니야?
rubber stamp to worry about.
Earth is humanity's home planet, Miss Fenhill. The psychological effects of losing our original home will be devastating. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own. Yes, certainly. I'll help however I can.
엘리 뜬금없이 끼어들었다고. 눈치가 없어서 그래.
You might have heard of the Earth Directorate's frigate. Half the colony's entire military was on that ship. They were returning to Earth when they vanished without a trace. That was 2 years ago. We haven't heard a word from them since. Whatever happened to Earth likely happened to them.
지구에서 무슨 일인데?
I don't know what happened, but something must have gone horribly wrong. I don't know why Earth's gone silent. I don't even know if Earth exists anymore. We have no connection back to Earth and return. I wasn't trying to hide the truth from you, but after all you've done, I owe you an explanation. Yes, I experimented on the Hope's colonists. Each of my experiments ended in catastrophic failure. Each of my subjects died in agony. You are my first and only success. I didn't tell you about the others because I didn't want to burden you. My failures are my own to bear, not yours.
그래 봐줄게.
Thank you. Perhaps in time I'll learn to forgive myself. My apologies. I need to get a hold of myself. We've far more pressing issues to worry about right now. If you have any more questions, ask. Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed, including me. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds, and then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. What do you say, old friend? Will you help us?
그래서 안 도와주는 것도 있나? 뭐 다 돕는다고 하네요. 근데 회장을 설득을 했거든. 그래서 회장을 바지 사장으로 세우고 내가 뒤에서 비선 실세가 되는 거고 1번은 2번은 내가 직접 하는 거고. 근데 굳이 회장을 뭐 이렇게 세울 필요 있나요? 내가 직접 하면 되잖아. 걱정하지 마. 내가 할게. 나 운영하는 거 자신 있어. 나만 믿으라고.
When I revived you, I thought you were going to help me save this colony. I was wrong. I had our roles reversed, you see. You're the one who's going to save us all. I'm just the one who set you on your path. You're the best thing to ever happen to Halcyon. If you want to take it upon yourself to lead this colony, you have my support. We're not a colony any longer, are we? Our last connection to Earth has
그래,
been severed. And so we have been set free.
행성계를 지배하는 거야.
Our future is uncertain, and no one knows what tomorrow holds. Exciting, isn't it?
지구가 연락 두절이 됐다는 거는 속편을 암시하기 위한 것일까요?
The OSI teaches that everything in the
이게
universe
엔딩인가 봐.
happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr.
이사회에
Phineas
물러나고
Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return
말하는
to
게 좀
Earth,
묘한데
they had no choice
지구로
but to
돌아갈
band
수가 없기
together
때문에
and
일을
devote
할 수밖에
themselves to the
없었다.
cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come.
생존을 위해
Some
뭉쳤고
towns dissolved by attrition and
초기에는 기아
starvation,
때문에 좀 힘들었나 봐요.
but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own
싫어했다고? 감동
destiny.
실화.
Between MSI's worker-centric policies and the iconoclast manpower, Sanjar and Zora were able to rally many of the Terra 2 townships to their cause. MSI's workforce swelled, and the iconoclasts enjoyed a significant surge in their ranks.
얘네들은 뭐
The board was too distracted
완만하게
by
지내나 봐.
infighting and internal politics to stop MSI from becoming a powerful corporation and a refuge for townships that might have fallen through the cracks. Consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took Sublight Salvage in a controversial direction, openly accusing board
외계인
officials
피해망상을
of an
버리지
extraterrestrial
못해가지고.
conspiracy. One day, an accident at the Groundbreaker's docking bay silenced her
사고라고 굳이
forever.
강조하는 거 보니까
Time
암살당했나
would
보다.
tell if a replacement could keep the Sublight family together. The collapse of Edgewater left its workers bereft of any purpose in life. Most of them made their way to Adelaide McDevitt's camp, hoping to ingratiate themselves into her
일부의
favor.
사람만 받아들였대요. 그래서 나머지는 다
Adelaide accepted
죽었대.
only a few to her community. The rest were turned away and likely died of starvation. Nevertheless, Adelaide's camp grew into a well-established town. Adelaide McDevitt refused to cooperate with the ongoing effort to save Halcyon from collapse. A sympathetic deserter stole a copy of her research and delivered it to the Hope's scientists.
근데 그해 겨울에
It is
죽었다고?
unclear how useful
뭐야?
Adelaide's research was.
내가 다 죽였다고?
An
아니야.
optimistic estimate suggests her work may
이
have brought
할머니가 죽인
Halcyon
거야.
another few years of survival.
협력해달라고 했는데
Adelaide would never
거부했대.
She died
얘도
that
성격 좀
winter.
이상했나 봐.
Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the
이쪽은 이제
Groundbreaker
좀
looked
안정화에
promising.
돌입했으니까
The
후계자
rediscovery
양성으로
of the
갔고.
Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to,
힘든
the
시기였대.
board's diminished authority,
여태까지 놀고
gave
먹다가
them little
일하려니까
choice in the matter.
힘들었대.
Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Your influence shifted Ellie's perspective. She finally
아,
admitted,
역시
albeit
동료들
grudgingly,
대화에서 가치관
that she just
변화시키나 봐.
might need other people. Sometimes. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She hired a small crew and flew supply missions to communities on the fringe.
엘리는
Some of them
좀
were even legal.
이타적으로
Life in
바뀌었네요.
Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers.
얘는 식민지 돌아다니면서 좀 자원봉사 같은 걸 했나 봐. 할바티 케어 안 해가지고 아니어지지 않냐고. 그럴 것 같아요. 다른 애들 건 다 해줬는데 걔는 안 했거든.
enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live
창조의
out the
삶은
life
뭐야?
he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms
마침내
again to
평온을
defend the
맞이했다.
defenseless.
그래서 얘는 그래도 해피엔딩
Unshackled
쪽으로
from a
갔나 봐.
lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Though Parvati eventually grew comfortable aboard the Unreliable, she never quite came out of her shell. She seemed to prefer the company of Ada to the crew, and she could often be found
연애
neck deep in
실패해서
cables and grease, telling
연애
Ada
실패해갖고
funny
사이버
stories
연애
from her
하나 봐.
childhood. While the colony fell into chaos, she found an island of relative peace with Ada.
그들은 특이한 유대감을 형성했다.
She decided to remain aboard the Unreliable permanently as its chief and sole engineer. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for
지목질이요.
herself. She formed the Charon Group, a mercenary outfit of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories could find her camping on the trail or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities
SM 판매량
across what
급증.
was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting
근데
cleaning solution in
그림이
Halcyon?
청소가 집안 청소가 아닌 것
Mr.
같은데.
Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it.
얜 장관 노릇
It
그대로
was
하나 봐.
widely suspected that Sophia Akande was the true power behind Chairman Rockwell. However, after the riots on Tartarus, she was never again seen in the colony.
얘는 그냥
Various theories
사라졌네요.
circulated as to her fate.
소문만
Some
무성하고.
believed she boarded an interstellar ship capable of journeying to a distant colony. Others believe she died trying to escape Tartarus. Some few suggest she fled to Monarch, where she continued to live among a small band of loyalists. There is another theory, which suggests that Sophia's encounter with you changed her, and she deliberately retreated from public view, but continued supporting the colony
그러게
in
벼랑간
secret.
익명의
When Dr.
기부자가
Wells began
자원을
reviving the Hope's
제공했대.
colonists, he found himself with a sudden
얘
windfall
내가
of additional
개심시켰나 봐.
supplies and resources, courtesy of an anonymous donor. If Wells knew who his supplier was, he never told a soul. Chairman Rockwell served as the public face for the changes in Halcyon to come. Whenever you needed strings pulled or a voice to sell a policy
얼굴마담
change,
역할.
Rockwell was only too happy to oblige. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab
전반적으로 해피엔딩 같지 않아요? 그냥 다 그냥 적당히 다 좋게.
and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived. Halcyon saw a
결국
period of rapid
비선실세가 소피아에서
technological and
주인공으로 바뀐 거
scientific
말고는
advancement.
변한 게 없는 세상 아니냐고요?
Breakthroughs in
무슨
dietary
소리예요?
supplements saved the colony
수많은
from starvation.
기술자들을 불러일으켜서 개혁을 일으켰잖아요.
Began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and
웨스
engineers he
박사는
revived.
그냥 약간 속죄하는 엔딩식으로 갔네.
The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy
할아버지
in
빼고는 못
Halcyon.
행복하다고?
But
그
for
첫
the first
번째
time in its
행성
history,
식물원 거기가
exists a
조금
sense of
찜찜했어요.
real, genuine hope about the future.
소수의 사람들만
And
받아들고
what about
나머지도
you?
죽었다고 하니까.
The unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon. Long after Wells passed away, you carried on his work with more energy, determination, and brilliance than he could ever muster.
보셨습니까?
The years that
뛰어난
followed were hard,
결단력,
but
탁월함.
Halcyon survived by the efforts of the Hope's most promising colony,
위대한 사람은
the
당신이었다.
greatest of which was you.
이 편에서는 1편의 주인공을 메인
No one
빌런으로
knows
만들었는데
what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon.
지구 떡밥이 후속작을 암시하려고 일부러 던져놓은 것
The
같아.
name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
끝. 그냥 좀 이런 장르를 좋아하는 사람은 한 번쯤 해볼 만하긴 한데 그냥 좀 아쉬운 게 많아요. 데스온 스트랜딩까지 일주일 더 남았는데 끝났다고. 그러게 뭐 하지? 아니야 나 목장 이야기 하면 돼. 그냥 엔딩은 전반적으로 해피엔딩으로 끝났어요. 근데 식물원이 답이 아니었나봐. 왜 식물원이 좀 찜찜하게 끝났어? 루이지 맨션 하자고요? 안돼, 루이지 맨션 공포물이잖아. 나 공포물 못해. 영문 게임 가능하냐고요? 아니요, 저 영알못이라 한글이어야 돼. 식물원 죽여놔도 어차피 다 노동하다가 죽었겠다고? 그런가? 아니면 근데 그런 선택지는 없었어요. 그 중간에 두 번째 행성에서는 애들끼리 화합을 시켰잖아. 근데 첫 번째 행성은 둘이 화해할 것 같은 그런 문구는 없었던 것 같은데. 디스코 엘리시움. 아니면 다른 선택지가 있는데 내가 보지를 못한 걸까? 식물원 전기 끄고. 아 그래요? 사장을 바꿀 수가 있어요? 근데 거기는 공장 돌아가도 똥방이야. 그냥 괜찮긴 했는데 뭔가 좀 아쉬운 게 너무 많아요. 동료들이 너무 존재감이 없어. 전투는 솔직히 기대를 안 한 상태여가지고 그냥 그런데 동료들이 너무 밋밋해. 그래요. 그리고 또 아쉬운 거 뭐 있을까? 그냥 대화하는 양이나 뭐 그런 거는 만족스럽고 전투는 애초에 포기를 했고 근데 동료는 좀 아쉽고 전투 계열 쪽에서 아이템 거의 무쓸모였죠? 아이템이 레벨 개념이 있어가지고 그냥 내가 지금 들고 있는 것보다 나중에 그냥 상점에서 산다거나 뭐 그런 식으로 하는 게 훨씬 더 세고 그렇다고 상점에서 비싸게 파는 것도 아니고 파밍하는 재미가 없어. 전투도 가뜩이나 재미없는데 파밍하는 맛도 없어. 명작까진 아니고 그냥 이런 장르를 좋아하는 사람이라면 그냥 해볼만 하다. 파밍의 재미를 위해서 보더랜드 가자고? 김치맛 보더랜드는 100% 토할 것 같은걸. 그리고 뭐 저는 풀스에서 생긴 단점이지만은 로딩하는 거에 비해서 맵이 작은 거. 뭐 맵은 의외로 오밀조밀해요. 딱 적당하게 지들이 채워 넣을 수 있을 정도만 채워 넣었어. 근데 후반부로 가면 갈수록 퀘스트 여기 가라 저기 가라 시키니까 잔로딩이 있네. 근데 이건 어차피 PC에서는 문제 없는 거잖아. 어려움쯤 해야지 목마름이나 그런 것 때문에 음식을 먹는다고요? 근데 저는 개인적으로 뭐 그런 욕구들 채우는 거 있잖아요. 생존 서바이벌 같은 게 아니고서는 별로 의미가 없는 것 같아요. 뭐 일정 시간 이상 활동을 하면 피로도가 쌓인다거나 뭐 잠을 자야지만 회복을 한다거나 이런 거는 RPG 게임에서는 시간 끌기밖에 안 되는 것 같아요. 그래서 별로 좋아하는 시스템이 아니에요. 빨리 깰 줄 알았는데 의외로 클리어하는데 오래 걸렸다고? 이게 대사가 많아서 그래요. 대화를 그냥 글만 보고 훅훅 넘기는 게 아니고 음성을 다 들으니까 그래서 시간이 오래 걸리지. 루이지 맨션이요? 아니요? 목장 이야기 할 건데요. 루이지 맨션은 귀신 나오잖아. 원래 목장 이야기 좀 짬짬이 하려고 했었으니까. 나 아쉽네요. 그냥 이거는 또장 이야기. 나이가 몇인데 목장 이야기 같은 거 하냐고? 왜 내 나이가 뭐 어때서 뭐 루이지 맨션은 무슨 성인 게임이니? 이거는 아우터월드는 또장 이야기. 아 왜 또장 이야기래? 그리고 이거는 어설픈 게 좀 있어서 후속작이 나오면은 좀 괜찮아질 것 같은데 1탄은 좀 어설퍼요. 많이 어설퍼. 그리고 2탄이 나온다고 하면은 지금 지구 떡밥이 나왔는데 그거 어떻게 풀어? 2탄에서는 뭐 어떻게 할 거야? 정말 외계인 쳐들어오는 걸로 할 거야? 정말. 아, 메인으로 돌리는 거 너무 당황스러운데. 아, 맞아요. 외계인녀도 배드엔딩. 그 망상증 때문에 깽판 치다가 암살당했어. 마소에서 좀 지원해줘서 2가 나온다고 하면은 괜찮게 나올 것 같아요. 예산 딸린 거 확실히 티가 나는 게 몹이 종류가 없어. 몹이 진짜 사람도 종류 보면은 그거 저기 뭐야 큰 기관총 있잖아요. 중화기 기관총 이렇게 양손으로 들고 두두두 쏘는 거 그거 들고 있는 애랑 그 다음에 그냥 돌격소총 칼 들고 있는 애. 저격도 있는데 저격은 존재감이 없어. 그렇게 하고서 나중에 이제 뭐 그 사마귀 시리즈라고 해봤자 폼이 4개야. 그 다음에 원숭이처럼 생기네. 그 다음에 저글링처럼 생기네. DLC 준비할 바에는 차라리 지원 받아가지고 후속작 나가는 게 나을 것 같아요. 이건 DLC가 별로 의미가 없는 것 같아. 그래, 마소가 좀 지원해줘서 좋은 거 나왔으면 좋겠다. 보스몹이 없다고요? 근데 그런 것도 있어요, 확실히. 보스몹들은 대부분, 그러니까 그 진영의 수장들은 제가 하는 거는 다 혀로 레레레 해가지고 다 했잖아요? 대화로 해결을 해갖고 전투를 안 했는데, 전투에 들어가는 경우도 그냥 뭐 세이브 로드 해가지고 다시 하긴 했는데, 보면은 수장인 애들이 다 무장을 안 한 상태여가지고 희마리가 없어. 그리고 파밍을 해도 템이 안 나와. 유니크 그냥 패치나 좀 했으면 좋겠다. 유니크 템들 좀 상향을 해준다거나 뭐 그런 식으로. 아무튼 괜찮았어요. 괜찮게 했어요. 네, 나는 괜찮게 했는데 너무 취향을 많이 타서 남한테 추천을 못하겠다. 딱 그 정도인 것 같아요. 아무튼 괜찮았어요. 후속작이나 좀 나왔으면 좋겠네.